This is Bill Jones from Freedom's Nest. It's a show that's an internet show. We appear on and is produced on or by recapturefederalism.com. Today, once I get the oath out of the way, which I do on all my broadcast, I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to same, so help me God. I see where the Air Force is not going to give their people any option whether to say that or not. That's bad. That's communism, by the way. I've been through that already. Will be again. Now, today, episode 16. The title and subject: abortion, destruction of family and marriage, communism by the book. Yes, communism by the book. So you know what that means. You're going to be referring to the Communist Manifesto. Abortion. Does it say abortion in there? Does it say destruction of the family and the marriage? Not directly, but we'll go over it. They imply some things. Some areas it's pretty clear. I'll read it. It's only 2 pages. A question and then 2 pages. And where's it at, Bill? Well, it's on page 52 of the Communist Manifesto. Question 21. On this page, by the way, I've been about existing religions and about existing nationalities. They don't say existing family here, but it's what they imply because they want to destroy it and get rid of it. So once it's gone, I guess it won't be existing anymore. Question 21. What will be the influence of communist society on the family? That's right. That's what the question is. What will be the influence of communist society on the family? Well, I already told you. Destruction of the family and marriage as we know it. And that's what abortion is, isn't it? Termination of life. Oh, but we got our wonderful Supreme Court justices that say, well, it's not really life. Am I implying that they're adhering to communism when they do? Yeah, well, you will see here. That's right. We'll take a look at that. I think they do. And that's not the only decision that they've done where they're adhering to communism. The communist. They've done several. Recently, I've mentioned this in another one of my broadcasts about the Affordable Health Care Act, known as Obamacare. I call it Communist Care. It's directly related to decision. Opinion written by the Chief Justice, believe it or not. By the way, when they adhere to communism, what relevance does that have to their oath? If they're not adhering to the Constitution and they're adhering to communism, aren't they committing perjury, violating their oath? Well, we'll have to have another broadcast on that, won't we? I'm sure we'll have. But here's the answers. It's 2 paragraphs, and I'll do the first paragraph, and here we go. It will transform the relations between the sexes into a purely private matter, which concerns only the persons involved, and into which society has no occasion to intervene. It can do this since it does away with private property and educates children on the communal basis, and in this way removes the 2 bases of traditional marriage. They don't have a number here, but I'll put number 1 in there. 1, the dependence rooted in private property. 2, of the woman on the man. And 3, and of the children on the parents. I guess they can't count. They say 2, and there's 3 things there. Of course, that's probably they're used to lying, so they even got that wrong. Don't know how to count. And few comments on this. You notice the word transforms again. Transition, transforms, liberation, all that stuff, Relations between the sexes. That includes same-sex marriage, too. That's where it comes from. People wonder where all this stuff comes from. Community organizers, same-sex marriage, transform. Man and the woman, children on the parents. Of course, if you terminate them, then you don't have to worry about the children and the parents. You just have the parents and see how long they live. See how long they live. That's right. Dependence rooted in private property. Well, get rid of that private property, you get rid of marriage, get rid of it all. And you just have the communist leadership hauling everything in. Yeah. Purely a private matter. I heard that somewhere, but they talk, don't they, about that private matter and abortion. It's just between, the woman's right to choose. You see, the woman's right to choose to have an abortion. That's where it comes from. It's a private thing just between her and her. Get rid of the life. Let's go to the second paragraph. And here is the answer, and this is a quote, of course. And here is the answer to the outcry of the highly moral Philistines against the, quote, community of women, unquote. Community of women is a condition which belongs entirely to the bourgeois society, which today finds its complete expression in prostitution. The prostitution is based on private property and falls with it. Thus, communist society, instead of introducing community of women, in fact abolishes it. Wow, community of women. Boy, we hear another term, don't we, for that here? War on women. War on women. You see, that's what the Democrats say. War on women. War on women. Yeah, they blame somebody else. War on women. They're the ones that are eliminating it. They want to eliminate the community of women. Get rid of that private property, then you don't have a community of women. Get rid of that private property, you don't have prostitution. You just raise your children, raise your little girls. Or boys too, I guess. You know how they are. You just raise them to be whores. Oh, really? Yeah, that's what they're saying here, isn't it? But prostitution is based on the private property and falls with it. Thus, communist society, instead of introducing community of women, it in fact abolishes it. So the war on women, yeah, other people have war on women, but don't worry, here come the communists. They're just going to get rid of it. They'll get rid of the community of women. We're all equal, men and women, equal, same sex. All that stuff. That's what they're saying, and that's where it comes from. And here what do they say? The outcry of highly moral Philistines against the community of women. That's the war of women. That's what they're talking about. Whatever's happening here, they want to replace it. The answer is communism. Somebody ought to tell Glenn Beck that, I guess. Huh? He's got it wrong. But anyway, that's what it is. Interesting. So all these people, by the way, that are talking about same-sex and marriage, and same-sex marriage, changing the laws, the marriage laws, destroying the laws in our society regarding marriage, abortion, terminating life exterminating parts of the family. What will be the influence of communist society on the family? You're going to destroy little children. That's what they are. But isn't that what communists do? They kill people. They enslave people. And what are you doing here to women and to men and everybody? They're equal. They'll be equal slaves. That's correct. And that's all treason. That's people adhering to communism. That is people that are enemies of the Constitution. Yeah, enemies of the Constitution. Article 3, Section 3. And when they're raising money to do all this stuff, before I said I was going to get back to this levying of war. You see, when they have fundraisers for promoting this stuff, when they have fundraisers and campaign raising, lobbying, and getting money to adhere to communism, and right, I just showed you same-sex marriage, abortion, all this. When they're when they're raising money for that, that's levying war against the people of the United States. That is, by definition, treason. Yes, and it goes all the way to the top, all three branches. I mentioned that before, but I'll mention it again. It goes up all three branches, all four branches if you want to include that other unofficial illegal one, the Federal Reserve. But you get all these branches of government. Then you got it at the state level too. Aren't they the ones changing the laws at the state level? Oh, all over. Democratic centralism, communism, propaganda and agitation, on and on and on. Here we go. Yep, all the way to the top, all the way to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Communist. Until next time, good day.